Okay, we're going to change tires here. So my method is a little bit specific to my tools. You know, I got this type of tire iron right here, where it's got a long, fairly straight section, and it's got just a little curve on the end here, and then on the other side it's got a really heavy curve. And the only part we're actually interested in on this side is the first knuckle. And I'll show you what I mean after we have to get the second bead off. But this part right here is the critical part of the tire iron for the method that I'm going to do just for popping the bead. Now, I've shown people how to pop the bead the way I'm about to do this, and it's just simple in my mind, but most people really struggle with popping a bead. I got my soapy water, got my wheel. I'm going to take the valve core out, reduce the pressure. What I do is all I have is a couple of 4x4s to support the rim on so I don't damage the rotor or the rim itself. I put my soapy water in. Go on the bead here. Then I use my tire iron with the angle, and I push it in underneath, down, and then actually up. And the whole time I'm making some pressure towards myself so that it stays inside the rim. And it doesn't damage the paint if you're careful enough with it. So then I push it down, push it down, push it down. It just inches it a little bit away from the rim. And I do this over an angle of, I don't know, close to 180 degrees of the tire. And then I flip it around. Now I have the scoop angle towards the tire. And pretty much with most tires, all I have to do is just angle it down and push. Pop the bead. Do the same thing on the other side. Reiterate what I just did. Again, scoop up towards myself. Push down. Make sure you get it right to the edge of the bead and the rim. The soapy water works its way down. That helps out a lot, of course. And then flip it around and push down. That's all there is to it. No need to make the crazy contraptions out of 2x4s or anything like that. And the rest is straightforward. Similar to any other kind of method. I've changed a lot of tires on these rims. My bike's got a lot of miles on, you know, Canadian, but it's got 110,000 kilometers on it. I've gone through a fair share of tires in that time. Right, and this is what we use. It's the only time that I use the other end of the tire iron. I'm going to pop the second bead off the rim itself, the entire tire. What I do is I grab a cloth just to protect the rim. I feed it from the inside, from the outside in, sorry. Just to protect the rim. And then I grab the tire iron, just like so, and that first knuckle is the one that I want to get right up, right onto the heel of the tire as well. So here's that knuckle. I want it to hit right there. Now, when I push away, maximum force, pushing off the rim, and then just a little bit of persuasion from the knee and bang. That was just to complete the process though, getting the wheel off. Likewise, it's very easy to get the wheel back on, but key step that I wanted to show, of course, was the one that my friends have been interested in, and that is popping the bead itself off of the rim. That's the opposite effect of filling it with air with a pop when it seats into the rim. Sometimes it takes a fair bit of force even with a pneumatic tool, but we just do what I just said there with the straight edge of that type of tire here. It's quite simple. I use the soapy water for rim grease as well. I always use takeoffs, and I still mark on the balancing marks. I still put that down. Put in wheel back, tire back on. It's a little bit easier than taking it off. Just got to make sure that you constantly seat it into the rim, so you're not fighting too much. You should be able to be very gentle with it and still get it back in. You know, in typical rims, I would put the bead protectors back on, but I'm not too concerned with these anymore. So I keep my knees on, make sure that it's seated all around the outside here. And it just works. Just a little bit at a time. Constantly making sure my knees come back up and sit it back in. Of course, why it's important to have is just cook them like a 4x4. And there we have it. If I can find my valve core, I can pop that back in place. I might have to review the video. Good thing I didn't go through the house and reviewing the video, or I'm extremely embarrassed. We want to do this while the soapy water is still moist.